Hello, Chester here. Today we're going to create a new account and try to get from get this account to Mythic as fast as possible using a blue deck to play in Timeless. We are currently in the tutorial, which we can skip. You just need to go to, I think it's here. It's account. Yeah, and there's a button here that you can click on to skip the tutorial. We get our starter decks. This is weird, but we get 2000 gold and 5 jump in tokens. Let us set the Jace avatar as the default card sleeve. Let's roll the quest. Unfortunately, we only have the 500 quest. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to open a bunch of the free packs that you get for each new set. Now we're just going to open these packs. So that was really great for us. We ended up with 13 rares and 5 mythics, which is above the average. The average is 12 rares and 4 mythics. And now we have 2000 gold to spend. We're just gonna buy the best set to buy if you want to get into Timeless is Modern Horizons. This contains the fetch lands, the Modern Horizons creatures. So a lot of Timeless playable cards are in here, all in one set. We're just gonna open them. So we're going to end up with 14 rares here. But unfortunately, we didn't open a fetch or a blue creature that is relevant to what we're doing. So we ended up with 14 rares, 5 mythics. Now, we're gonna select traditional timeless here. Let's see if we can create a 75 that fits the budget here. So 14 rares. Let's start with the essentials. We're going to build a Delver deck because lightning bolts are commons, brainstorm is a common, ponder is a common, and most of the threat base here is a common. And more importantly, we get to play Delver here. Strip mine is really important for this deck, in my opinion. So this is a non-negotiable. It must be a 4 off. You need Mishra's Bauble, then the Essentials, Brainstorm, and Walker is going to cost you a common, uncommon, sorry. And then there's Ponder, which is a common. And then there's Lightning Bolt, Drum of the Vestige. And then more importantly, Treasure Cruise. The reason why blue is busted. Start with that. And Scalding Tarn is essential too, because this will fetch an island or a mountain. And we need fetches to make hydroponics architect work. So that definitely goes there. We are currently at 24 lands. We want to be somewhere around 20 here. And steam vents is important. We can craft three for now. And for counter magic, we're going to stick with Force Spike for now. You want to stick with Force Spike. So we've got Delver, Hydro, Channeler, our Force Spikes. So we still have three more rares available, which is probably going into fetch lands, because that is a minimum of six. So we're just going to craft I'm just going for Flooded Strand next, because this can be used if you want to transition into energy, for example. Okay, so we have reached the limit of rares here. Now we still have mythics. Okay, that's 20. We still have mythics to spend. Now I think Salty is the more important interaction piece here. I'm not going to. You can also craft Tamio if you want, but I do think I sort of want to test out this strategy of just getting your opponent dead if you're in Izzet colors. So Tamio doesn't really fit the plan, and I'd rather have a bunch of three powered flyers here that get to the finish line. So Salty and, let's say, a borrower, because do still have to take into account that Bolt doesn't hit everything. And let's see if the land count works. We have 7, 10, 14. We have 14 blue sources. 14 blue sources and 7, 10, 11. 7, 10, 12 red sources. I think this is fine. Since we have the extra mythic, we can craft a prismatic vista for now. Just one. Just so that we have 8 fetches, can cut down on an island here, or maybe even a mountain. For now, let's try cutting down on island here. And as for the sideboard, we're going to want Spell Pierce. This is for the show and tell matchup. Let's see. We still have a lot more commons compared to uncommons, so be sure to try and select the common version of spell pierce. And now we can think about adding more removal here. I like Unholy Heap. They are also commons. Let's see. If we add in removal, what usually gets cut? You're just going to cut for spike, that is all. If you want to add removal into your deck, or maybe some number of bubbles. So I think two is the correct number here. Now, if we face a combo deck, for example, we're going to want to take out the lightning bolts and maybe salty. So we have 7 slots. Spell pierce already covers show and tell. Maybe it's okay to keep in some bolts in that matchup. And for the dark ritual decks, the grief scam piles, I think we would need some ways to deal with Barrow-Goyf, Quarkish Bowmasters, and the like. So maybe Stern Scolding. And in that matchup, I do think we will have to take out some Delver of Secrets. We're going to have to take out some Delver of Secrets in favor of something like Stern Scolding. So let's add two. We also want Fire Magic as a sweeper. And I think it's okay to try to add in more Unholy Heats. Let's try maybe going up to 4 because I really want to test this out against the black green mid range decks. It's pretty easy to turn on Delirium with this deck. Now we can think about maybe Hearse. Okay, that is a rare. Lantern. Let's just search for Exile. Tormod Script is not it. Relic of Progenitus is not it. Scrabbling Claws is pretty bad. Stone of Eric. That is actually pretty nice. But I think I want something more repeatable. It kinda sucks that Claws is one of the better ones. What else? Maybe Graveyard Hit, isn't it? Um Ring is very popular right now, and so is Chalice. We need to find some outs for those two. So there are a couple of options. We could cast into fire. which is an instant, or we could go for suplex. This is a sorcery, but the targeted removal on this is a bit better. For now, I think I want cast because this cleanly deals with Orcish Bowmasters. It also deals with the One Ring when it lands. So if you target the One Ring with this, when they go to activate it, they actually draw no cards because they don't get to put a counter on it before it's exiled. You can put a couple in there. Maybe we can run invasive surgery. Just another extra card for show and tell. Okay. We need to cut one uncommon here. And it's probably going to be maybe fire magic. Or is it just stern scolding? Hmm. Yeah, I think it's just fire magic. Then we have to replace that with something else. See, vexing bubble. It's also uncommon. Maybe I just want another removal spell. Yeah, let's go with chain lightning for now. Let's see. What mythics are we spending? Three, four. Oh, right. We have Vista here. Okay. We can create the deck. Now we can start playing. Now have a playable timeless deck. Opponent is going first. We have all our colors. I think this hand is pretty good. Let us keep it. There is a grief. I think I just want to salty this. That way they can't grief reanimate. And if they play something here, I can lightning bolt. They probably are going to reanimate here. They're not. Okay. We're going to lead with the flooded strand because we might want to cast lightning bolt or force spike. They're casting grief again. Let's see what they take. They took force spike. Okay, they should have taken the lightning bolt. We're just gonna kill the grief. And now I'm just gonna start stripping so that my force spike is live. Now we're just gonna have to find either that one, exactly that one. We need to make sure the gameplay settings are correct. Okay, that's settled. Let's ponder first. That is perfect. I'm just gonna cast the Hydroponics Architect just so we start gaining cards. I'm not gonna hold up for Spike. Though that is a problem. They might have another reanimate. Okay. Thankfully they don't. Now we can start fetching. Okay, this is basically a duel now. There's a treasure cruise which is busted and perfect. We want to remove all the cards that aren't. I think don't. I want to remove this because they have the option to reanimate it. Okay, decent. Naughty Void Walker gets for Spike. Now we are pretty much in a good spot. I think I just play Borrower here. Okay, next turn they are dead if the DRC flips. I think I'd like to do this on my upkeep. Okay, they had enough. So against this matchup, Salty is good. All of these cards are actually good. For Spike, we can live without on the draw. They are the One Ring deck, so Cast into Fire comes in. Unholy Heat comes in. And I think we can trim down on threats here just to be more controlling. We still have enough blue cards to pitch. I should have one island as a sink into stupor here. Yeah, let's try this. This is not a capable hand. Okay, I guess this is capable. I'm contemplating on keeping the strip or not. I don't think I, yeah, I think I keep the strip just in case they stumble. Usually our problems stem from a good turn one play. Sometimes they just go Thoughtseize into Bowmaster. Yeah, it starts with Dark Ritual and something else. They have Reanimate. We can kind of deal with a troll. We had double removal here. Okay, now it's complicated. They can take one of those. So even if I had 30 here, it's going to be hard. Like if they have also reanimate in hand, they just had the nuts. Yeah, that's not possible to beat. Now on the play, I think we can get the delivers back here. Salty is still nice. Stern scolding we can replace with force spike. Think I can cut a cruise for another force spike. I just want to max out on force spikes here. Let's let's play first. Okay, I think this is a decent hand. We have ponder. Hmm. Think I'd rather go like this. I need to hide the channeler. And I might pitch subtlety to subtlety. I need to get the channeler down even if they have, let's say, reanimate. Okay. Hmm. Now I guess we just attack here. Should I take this slow? I think I'm just gonna take this slow. Feels like, yeah, it feels like they have bowmasters. I think we go like that. And now I don't care about that anymore. If there's a troll, you are dead in 2 hits. Okay, what I need to do here is naturally flip Delver or find unholy heat. Oops, I shouldn't. That was that was wrong. That's a Shelly. Let's see. I think I'm dead no matter what, so we're gonna have to. Okay, I'm going to flip Delver. So that's nice. So we have exactly a small chance here. Okay, we need to find a boat here. We have a decent amount of looks. Not the boat. Okay, that's not a boat. Okay, slim chance. And one final look for a boat. If you don't find it, yep, that's how it goes. Okay, I think this is a capable hand. We have an island, we have hydro. Man, everyone is on stack decks. Yeah, I don't think we're winning this one. Yep, we're just taking that. Let's do it on second main. I need the blocker here. Okay, that goes in there. Brainstorm, the extra brainstorm won't save me here. You're drawing a land. Okay, that's a vista. I think I can keep that. Okay, they really just need one. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, against Burn, they just want all the spell pierce. Four spikes are pretty dead. I think Chain Lightning is pretty important. So we need all of our threats. We don't need Borrower here. Cruise is fine. We can trim down on, maybe it's just Bobble. Can trim down on Bobble for Unholy Heats. Maybe I just cut these subtleties here for Unholy Heat. And okay, we have one more. So subtlety stays. Okay, this is a good hand. But we do need to pressure them. Hmm. I think we can pass the turn here. Okay, that is a static discharge. I'm just gonna put the Swift Spear. Now we have hydroponics into spell pierce. I needed to fetch shock this because we might need double blue, like right now. Okay. I think I just want to ponder for now. Don't think I want that file. Yeah, I can do better. I think I just go like this. Maybe this forces them to shoot a bolt out. Okay. Or it doesn't. Okay. Now in response, I can try to look for a counter spell. But fortunately, we don't hit a counter spell. And we're dead. We're probably dead here. Yep. Super difficult matchup. On the play, I think we can afford the force spike. Maybe I want force spike more than unholy heat. Let's play first. I think I'm just gonna fetch for just gonna fetch shock now. I need double blue for my next turn. What is this? Okay, I can ponder here. Okay, I'm just gonna play Delver here. I think I'd rather block with Delver than Dorsey. We set up blocks. I'm gonna surveil away that card. Don't need the extra cruise and the mountain. That is a chain lightning. Okay, that is a lot of life total preserve. Now we can take away the sorcery, the instants. Six. I guess a creature couldn't hurt. Yeah, I just have to flip the channeler. I think I have to delve here. Okay, that is fine. The spell pierce is nice. I want the mountain gone. Oh, sick. They might have a surgical stuck in hand. GG. Okay, this is keepable. We're going second. Please not another burn deck. Uh, let's try to look for another land. Okay, since that is a land, I'm not gonna play out Architect for now. And we got rewarded for that. I feel like this is a Fire Blast incoming. Okay, okay, I think this is worth. Yeah, let's put the brainstorm away. Okay, we're just looking for threats now. Strip mine is also good. I think our opponent is playing around for spike now. We're looking for a removal spell here. Okay, next turn we can strip mine. They could just triple bolt me here and cast Fire Blast or whatever. Okay, that's nice. So again, for this matchup, we want Call Spell Pierce, Chain Lightning. We can cut a bit on the Force Spike for Unholy Heats. And the rest, I think, remains unchanged. We'll also cut a couple of Hydro for Force Spike. Because I really think this matchup is about racing, not countering everything that they have. Like this, what's happening right now, they just want to cast all their bolts, then point it at me. Now, here's a lesson on Delver. Assuming this doesn't die, we can do a trick where we can actually set up Delver with Wobble. Yep, I'm just gonna die to burn spells. Okay, so we see Ponder here. So we put the Delver trigger first. If we didn't see a sorcery or instant, we go the other way around and draw that card first. Interesting. I think I actually attack with Delver here, fetch a mountain, kill the Swiss Spear. And if I notice them stumbling on lands, I can strip mine. We reveal, we don't reveal. Ponder. I think all the cards are bad, so you just shuffle. See the opponent stumbling on lands here. So we can work towards finding our strip mines. That's a fetch. That's a Darcy into Chain Lightning. I think I prefer Brainstorm. Let's play that tap. Okay. Now we can brainstorm away the bad cards here. Really flooding on lands. We can copy this. Okay. I'm gonna keep this two in hand because we might find brainstorm. And now I'm the one threatening to burn them to death here. Okay, they're at 4. If they shock here, they die. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, let's play first. This hand looks good. We're just going to lead with Delver. If they're going to mulligan aggressively here, we might hold up for Spike instead. Okay, they didn't. So we can just go ahead, fetch for Steam Vents, play Delver, and use the bubble for the Delver trick. So I need to put an upkeep stop. I'm going to take a look at the top of my library. I see that that is an island, so now I can stack this properly. I draw into the island first, and now Delver can take a look, a fresh look. All right, we failed to flip Delver. That's fine. Now we can set it up with Ponder. Hallowed Fountain makes me think this is either control or show and tell. I don't think I want this pile. There's no way to flip Delver. There are no fetch lands available for Hydro. Okay, I don't think I need to answer that. There's a strip mine. I'm just gonna put this out here. You see our opponent struggling on land, so looks like a control deck to me. So subtlety probably is not it here. You might want spell pierce. I'm just gonna keep in the 4 spikes. And yeah, I think this is fine. Maybe 4 spike could be 4 spell pierce instead. We don't have our colors here. So let's mulligan. Okay, this is keepable. Put back a land. We can operate on such low land counts. Now I'm going to bubble myself to determine if I want to play out the island or the fetch. Now, since I want the channeler, I'm gonna go ahead and play a fetch land and draw into that. I might want to turn this into a steam vents, and I don't need to ponder yet. To save some of my life total, I can fetch the steam vents there. And I think I'm just gonna channeler here, holding up for a spike. Okay, that can always happen, but that's fine. We can ponder. Okay, the delivery is set up. If they have another removal spell, we can't really do anything about it. And it's fine. We still have our spell pierce and ponders. Let's just shuffle. Just gonna ponder again here. Okay, I think this might work. If you want to blow up lands, you should do it on the upkeep. If they're doing not doing anything, that means they have to waste their mana on their turn. Now, Force Spike is back to being live because of that. Well, that's a speculation, but okay, let's put back this Force Spike. Okay, I think this is worth countering. All right, now we're just working towards Treasure Cruise or something similar. Yeah, I think this dice. I got a clue. Let's go Ponder. This fetch is already one worth one card. Four Spike still live. I think I'm okay with drawing into the bolt. Now we have two cards on the hydroponics here. Both hit strip mines. Okay. So we can just send them back to the Stone Age if we want. This is also bad practice. I should have done it on upkeep. I think I'm just spell piercing that. That's nice. Now we're going to try to hit a fetch into that strip mine. It didn't hit the fetch. Unfortunate. All right. Okay, let's play first. I think this is a pretty good hand. We have Blue Source, Brainstorm, Delver. We're just gonna pitch the cruise if they play a creature here. Yep, that counts. Don't want to deal with that. Hey, those cards are pretty bad. We have Ancient Tomb. I wonder what deck this is. I feel like this is Stompy, in which case I should be holding up. I think I want both of those cards. I might just block Ragavan here. Rampaging Ferocidon. I think I just let that go and bolt. Now I'm just gonna leave a bubble in here. Treasure Cruise. Feel like this is a one ring deck, and I should respect it enough if it is. There's a Blood Moon. I'm not actually sure if I care about this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and force spike this because I need this to flip that mental damage. Okay, bubble is keepable there. I think force spike is dead now. Ponder is okay. Okay, that's a roiling vortex. I wonder if I should have pondered. They are struggling for they are struggling for a red source here. I think I should just shuffle this. Now we should just check if the top card is great. Okay, that is that is a threat. That is a threat to close the game out. We're going to take 6 here. They use any of the mana. I'm gonna start holding lands into my hand because I might draw into a brainstorm. You generally want that if you're playing something like this, or if you know that you can draw into brainstorm. And I don't have to crack this because of that. This force spike potentially is live because they are an ancient tomb deck. So Red Stompy. They probably have Chalice. Maybe I don't add it yet. Maybe I can say force spike is good enough. No, probably not. I'm just gonna go with Unholy Heat. and a couple of spell peers. I think this is appropriate. Okay, this is keepable. Let's check out what we're drawing into. Don't think I want a cruise yet. So I'm just going for unholy hit here. Thankfully, they played out their land first. Roiling Vortex. Yeah, I forgot about that. That really sucks for me. That also means they can't Fury. This is bad, but I think I'm gonna brainstorm here. Yep, I don't want another one. Rampaging Ferocidon. Yeah, let's take a hit. I think that's okay. We are not going to use Strip Mine because we want to eventually hard cast the Solidity. Okay, whatever that is, not gonna happen. If they put this on top, we can use Strip Mine to get them off the mana. But I think regardless, we are going to blow up their land now. We have exactly 6 turns. Maybe even less. I think I can afford to. Yeah, let's go with Strip Mine. If they have Bolt, I'm dead. Alright, so it looks like they are on a budget version of Stompy. Okay, this looks capable. They are on a Lurus deck. This means they might be, yep, energy. haven't seen that in a while. I think I'm just gonna lead on mountain. I feel like I'm going to cast multiple bolts this game. That is a Talia. I don't think I care much about Talia. Okay, that is annoying. I think this is good. Ponder gets revealed. Yes, I could go brainstorm. There's a bolt and a cruise. I don't think I want the brainstorm at this point. Now we can just cast this for 8. We can definitely just try to raise them here. Containment Priest. Say no to that. That's a swords. And they are dead. Okay, so against this deck, we want Stern Scoldings, Fire Magic, Cast into the Fire seems decent. Chain Lightning. We actually are just going to bring a ton of removal. We are gonna cut some wobbles. We are gonna bring Unholy Heat. Thunder is okay. I think we can trim down on those. Okay, we have Unholy Heat. That needs to go immediately. Let's try to see if they play anything here. Rest in peace. I guess I'm going all in on Delvers now. Yep, just deploy creatures. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's fine. Now this hydroponics architect will probably drown them in cards. Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna hold on to this bolt. I guess it's fine. Use the sorcery speed removal now. I'm just gonna start holding lands. I think I need the extra land here. I'm gonna draw so many cards later. I think that gets countered. We can get rid of Treasure Cruise this way. Let's just surveil away that one. Just gonna strip them of their colored sources. That kind of sucks. Okay, let's play first. Okay, this is a nice hand. Our opponent doesn't have companions. We're just going to fetch for steam vents, bubble. Don't want another bubble. We could do this on their turn instead, just in case they are a discard deck or a deck with thought seeds. They get to see one less card from your hand. And since they look like a combo deck, I guess it's off to the races. By the way, Shift Enter is the auto pass shortcut key for Arena. This might be a hard matchup for us, especially since we are on a budget. We don't have commandeers. We only have subtlety. So what we might do here is play brainstorm. That is a vote. I think I want to keep that. Put back the mountains. Just gonna play Delver of Secrets. We need to put pressure on them here. They could just what? Whenever you gain life, opponent loses that much life. You're just going to salty this. Looks like they're also on a budget. If they go to 9 here, I might just bolt them on upkeep. Bolt them on upkeep. Try to flip Delver. So if they were playing the real version, they are probably dropping something like Soren Elenda here, which we could still answer, to be fair. Okay, that's a ponder. We have it. We don't have to show the strip mine. Stealing game one is big. So against that deck, subtlety is nice. Spell Pierce is nice. First Spike is nice. Could honestly just trim down on some crews here and a couple of boats. If I really wanted, I might even bring in Stern Scolding if they have something like Grief. We're not gonna keep that. This is keepable. We have a Force Spike. We have Subtlety. It would be nice if we had another blue card. Okay. Let's try to draw interaction. I think Brainstorm is fine. I can always Subtlety away whatever. Okay, now it's time to fix our hand. There's two relevant cards. Okay, I can just cast Treasure Cruise here. There's a Delver, but we need to be patient. We need to keep Spell Pierce up. This tower might be hit by Strip Mine. They might just be conceding here. I can Subtlety the creature if they need black mana. I think it's close to being over at this point. Perfect. Now again, we can do the Delver trick. So we see for Spike, I reveal for Spike. I think I keep that. Don't think they can play around for Spike at this point. And we made it. We are finally silver. Welcome back. So what did we learn here today? I actually did another run almost at the end of last season. I just created a new account here because I thought some of the things on that deck were clunky and I wanted to dial it in here because in that account I crafted a couple of Ragavans, and a couple of Brazen Borrower. And I did regret it because I do think Salty is the better craft if you're looking to immediately play Timeless with a blue pile like this. And in terms of completeness, I do think this is near complete to the optimal build already. The optimal build would probably just have more shock lands, more fetches, preferably around 10 to 11. You could probably cut the Vista, or you could have something like this that's 9. You can keep the Vista in. This is probably the closest to complete in terms of completeness. And as for the sideboard, the only thing missing here that is crucial is Commandeer. As I mentioned, when we face the Necro deck, you will really need the Commandeers. But since the Avatar Last Airbender set is coming late November, you can skip the Commandeers for now and try to wait for that set and craft Force of Negation instead. And if you have Force of Negation, you're going to replace the Force Spikes with Force of Negations, and you can craft the Fort Salty, maybe cut a Delver. I do think there is an appeal to this type of deck where you have evasive flyers that deal 3 each turn because we are in a fetch shock format. It is very similar to Legacy, except this format has shocks instead of duels. So dealing damage is really appealing, especially if you have Treasure Cruise to refill your hand anyway. So having access to Dragon's Rage Channeler can get you closer to the first, second, third, fourth Treasure Cruise. You can just keep spamming Cruise in a game when you have Channeler. Though it got a bit spooky when our mono white opponent did have Rest in Peace. This deck doesn't currently have any way to deal with that except Brazen Borrower. A minor upgrade that I can see doing for now is we can just play Sink into Stupor. You have one uncommon left, so you can add a Sink into Stupor as the third island, have the mountain back here. And really what's limiting you from playing Timeless right now is just the I feel like this deck has a high skill ceiling but a very low floor. So if it's your first time playing with cards like Brainstorm, Ponder, Delver, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Bauble, it might take some time to get used to it, but fortunately, I will provide a lot of gameplay videos for maybe tips and tricks and games go when you're playing this deck because this is really unconventional compared to the Dimir Tempo decks that I usually play. Sometimes you really have to lock in and get each point of damage in as much as you can because burning your opponent out or killing them through evasion is very real for this deck. But anyway, that's it for now. And I hope this lets a lot of newer players come into Timeless playing cards that we all love, like Brainstorm, Ponder, and Vote, and especially Delver. But yeah, that's for now. Thanks.